Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode with your boy Money Spence. In today's episode, we're going to cover how to set up support and resistance levels. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and help this video reach 100 likes. And without further ado, let's take a deep dive into the session. Before the trading day opens at 9:30 a.m., it's some important key levels that you must pay close attention to in pre-market. The pre-market section, it's highlighted in gray. So the first area that you want to look for a pre-market resistance level. On this particular day, we had a pre-market resistance at $450.65. So resistance, that's when a price level is having a difficult time breaking above that level. We're having some rejections around that level. And the next thing that you want to look for before the market opens up, you want to look for a pre-market support level. You want to look to see where is price currently bouncing at. I'm going to highlight that level as well. So on this particular day, price, it was bouncing at $430.23. So we have two key price levels to keep a close eye on when the market opens up at 9:30 a.m. So you want to develop your pre-market levels from the data that was developed from 1 a.m. through 9:29 a.m. That's going to give you your pre-market support and your pre-market resistance. That's the yellow lines that we have developed on our chart. Now, in some cases, it's always best to wait the first 15 minutes of the trading day if you're not an advanced trader like myself. I'll usually trade the first 15 minutes of the trading sessions. But in this case, we're going to focus on the 15-minute ORB support and resistance levels. So you want to wait for the first 15-minute candle to close to create those levels. So this 15-minute candle, it closed at approximately 9:44 a.m. And that's when we were able to develop our key resistance level. That was at $440.37. And we were also able to develop our key support level. That was at $434.54. So these levels were developed from the first 15 minutes of the trading day. Now, when the next 15-minute candle open up, you want to see how price is going to react to these support and resistance levels. So the next candle, it opened at 9:45 a.m. And as you can see, the buyers, they stepped in pretty hard. So this 15-minute ORB support, that was actually a strong support level. Now we got to wait to see if it's going to bounce back up to our resistance level. And if it don't break above that resistance level, I would not recommend taking a long position towards the upside because we're currently rejecting that level. As you can see, we had a rejection up there and you could have went short right here at 10 a.m. But if you wanted to wait and you wanted to be on the safe side, you can see how price is going to react around our key 15-minute ORB support level. And as you can see, we started to have some turbulence around that price zone. But then eventually we started to break below it and we started to go even lower around 10:25 a.m. Now, once we broke below that 15-minute ORB support zone, the next key level, it's going to be your pre-market support if we didn't break pre-market support on the open. So now, since we broke below the 15-minute ORB, the next key level is going to be our pre-market support level. And as you can see, we were trying to hold that level, but next thing you know, we broke below that level around 10:45 a.m. So now, once we broke below that level, you want to wait patiently to develop your intraday support level number one. And as you can see, the buyers, they stepped in heavy at $426.10. So that's going to be your next key support level that you need to focus on. So on this particular day, we were bearish. So we're going to highlight the support level as well. So the buyers, they stepped in pretty heavy. So now you need to keep a close eye on the pre-market support that you have set up before the market opened up. And you want to also keep a close eye on the 15-minute ORB support level to see if we're going to recapture that level. And we definitely recaptured that level when we started to move higher. And then we had a resistance right here in this zone. We had a resistance level at $434.92. So let's highlight that section because that's going to be a key resistance zone if we go back up towards that level. And we're going to type in resistance. That was a key resistance zone after, the market played out and it started to pull back and it bounced back up to that level. All right, so now once it bounced back up to that level, we rejected that level. And then we started to come back down. So once we start coming back down, you want to keep a close eye on your 15-minute ORB and the pre-market support level because remember, we already broke back above those levels. So we need to keep a close eye on in case we start trending back towards the downside. And that's exactly what we started to do. We started to trend back towards the downside. And as you can see right here at 11:35 a.m., we found some buyers close to the pre-market support level. And next thing you know, we shot up to the 15-minute ORB support. And remember, in some cases, support may turn into resistance. And in this case, support, it turned into resistance. So we went back up, and the next thing you know, we started to come back down. Boom, came back down. And then we found some buyers once again close to the support level number one. And then we bounced off of that level. And then we started to shoot back up to the pre-market support. And remember, like I said earlier, sometimes support may turn into resistance. In this case, we broke above that level, and the next support level, the next resistance level was at 432.33. Now, you want to draw that level on your chart because it's a possibility that we may come back up to that level. So you got to update these levels intraday as the day is progressing by because we're going to have new levels that's going to develop on our charts. The buyers, they stepped in at support level number one and then they shot this thing back up to $432.32. Now that's going to be your new key resistance level that you need to keep a close eye on, right? So we're going to highlight that level. Okay, we went back up and then we shot back down. And next thing you know, we had support level number two. We bounced off of $423.58. And now you want to type in on your chart and draw a line at that key support level because that's where we, bounced at. We bounced in this. All right, so that's going to be support. So once we bounce, keep a close eye on support level number one because it may turn into resistance or the pre-market support that may turn into resistance. And next thing you know, we turned into resistance close near the pre-market support. And then we started to come back down and we had support level number three in the post-market at $419.69. So this is how you set up support and resistance levels in real time. If you found some value in this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with more valuable trading tips and weekly trading education.